Hi, this is Mike Jensen, and with any Photoshop class I always like to include a short tutorial on how to set up your workspace in two really big pieces of software, Adobe Bridge and then of course Photoshop. So this is Adobe Bridge, and this is kind of how it comes set up out of the box, as you might call it, or after you download it. And I typically like to have things changed around a little bit. So I'm going to remove some things and then show you how to set it up and save it so that when you're working through with me in the classroom or in the videos, if you purchase the videos, you can follow up kind of following the same approach that I take. So over on the upper right hand side, there's a tab called Publish. I really don't use that much, so I'm just going to close that. And I'm going to move metadata over to the left. And I'm going to move keywords over to the left. Now let me just expand this out for just a moment. And then collections, I'm not going to use that. I use that in Lightroom, but not in Adobe Bridge. And then filter, I'm going to close filter as well. So now we've got metadata, keywords on the left, and then favorites and folders on the upper left. And I typically like to work in folder view. So what happens is that when I'm working on an image, and let's look at our balloon image here, I can click on it and then bring over the preview window, and I did that just by kind of dragging it, over, and then so it gives me a nice big preview of the image, and then I've got thumbnails of the files that are in that folder, and you can go down to the bottom and just scroll up with this and make the thumbnails larger. Adobe Bridge is like Photoshop's version of Apple's Finder or Microsoft File Explorer, things like that. And I probably work in Adobe Bridge for my day in, day out work probably like 90% of the time. Because I work in a real visual world, and I like to be able to look for the files in a visual way, because a lot of times I make different enhancements or what have you, and I want to know which one I'm working with. So now that we've got this workspace set in Adobe Bridge, what we're going to do is go over and click on Window. And then we're going to click on, or scroll down to Workspace, and just type in New Workspace. And we can just call it, Mike's Workspace. And I'm going to click Save. And then I'm good. So if you ever have to change some things around, let's say something happens where it just arbitrarily gets changed, and you don't like it that way, or whatever. Let's say you end up having to do something with your software, and it gets changed back to the original area. All you have to do is click Window, Workspace, and then go back to where I had it set at Mike's New Workspace. I click that, and I'm back to exactly the place that I started.